do not know what the page will read tomorrow. But for the first time in a long time, what we do know is that the pages will be authored by each and every one of you. You, the American people, will be in charge. Your voice, your desires, your hopes and aspirations will never again fall on deaf ears. You will be the captains of your own destiny. And that's what happened during this election.
Donald Trump, in part of his comments yesterday, is speaking again today in two different cities. He's about to take the stage in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, even as we speak. All right, welcome back. One thing we discussed earlier in the show with Brigitte was that Europe is struggling with this question right now of identity. They've allowed a lot of immigrants in right now, and it's having an impact on their society. We're joined right now with Greg Palkot from the Fox News Channel out of London today. Greg, how are you?
Hi, Mark. Very well. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. There is a conversation going on in the European Union because of the German Chancellor's comments this week about banning the burqa in Germany.
Yeah, absolutely. Angela Merkel, probably best known by your listeners and by the world stage, that she said yes to 1 million, I repeat, 1 million immigrants to come into her country last year in 2015. It's been a tough row since then. It's been hard for integration. It's been hard on the country. There have been incidents, and there have been a lot of backlash from it. She is feeling the political heat, and she came out this week in a speech and came out saying, number one, a full-faced veil would not be permitted on Muslim women in various situations where identity is crucial. And number two, and this really struck a chord with her audience, that Sharia law, the Muslim-based code of ethics, would not supersede German law. So again, she is playing to the homeland and playing to the national interest in response to this wave of immigrants, Mark.
So, Greg, you live and you're based out of London. I've heard stories that in places in Paris and some other places in the European Union, there really are no-go zones. There are areas that are so dominated by folks that have moved in, have immigrated from these Muslim countries, that people that they avoid those areas. Has that been your experience? Have you seen any of that?
Yeah, Mark, we have to be careful with that phrase. It's become a buzzword, and it's not true that there are areas where you cannot go into, that areas that are not possible to proceed. There are areas of real depression. There are areas of real concentration of various minority groups, including Muslims, and we have seen that to be a fact. The French government, in fact, has said that has got to be dealt with, and in some way, the minorities, Muslims, immigrant population has to be integrated. But they too, Francois Fillon, he's probably going to be the next French president next year. He too says that the number one problem they've got is Islamic totalitarianism. And he's, once again, also playing to some real strong national vibes there, Mark.
Greg, we're hearing different stories on this side of the pond about where Brexit stands. Is Britain still going to exit the European Union?
They're going to exit, Mark, but it's going to be difficult. This was a response from the people of England, a 52% majority of the UK, saying that they did not want to be told what to do by Brussels, the headquarters, the administration of the European Union. And they, too, once again, they were concerned about an uncontrolled flow of immigration. So it was pretty much a gut response to decide not to continue the association with the European Union. Now it's down to the hard task. There's a 2-year deadline on this, and there's a lot of treaties that have got to be reorganized, and a lot of different bridges that have to be crossed. And I think some are already feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse that this is going to be harder than they thought. But it certainly was a strong gut feeling here among the majority of the British people.
Greg Palkot with the Fox News Channel there in London today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes, have a good day. Thank